What is going on, everybody? It's Jay, aka It's Ghost Story, back with another Phantom Parade showcase video. Doing Green NANAMI today, the unit that brutally shafted me the day prior. And I will tell you guys this, I've recently changed up how I started doing showcases on the channel. Before, I used to do the kit overview first, then go into the showcases, but nowadays I'm starting to record the kit overview after I already done the clears. I feel like it'll help me better understand the character overall while I do the kit overview, so it's more coherent, trying to explain how he works. So we'll just dive into his actual kit. I'll explain the basic fundamentals of it because he has a very stacked kit. And then we'll actually just go into the gameplay. So for skill 1, ratio technique, it's a mixed damage attack. All of his skills are mixed damage. He boosts his own crit rate for 3 turns, and he gives himself 5 CE. It is a very good starter skill to get NANAMI going, because in order for you to use him at his peak, he needs to have at least 60 CE or more. Next is skill 2, which is sequential slash. Pretty decent skill, fairly decent skill. It applies 50% break damage increase to self. It hits 3 times, again for hybrid damage. And when your curse energy is at 60 or above, you get a green attribute damage dealt increase to all allies for 2 turns. Now, skill 2 and skill 1 can both black flash. The thing is that by themselves, they have some pretty poor black flash rates. Skill 1 having a 10% black flash rate, and skill 2 only having a 25% black flash rate. All in all, when I was experimenting with this unit off camera, it was kind of hard to get black flashes off with him. But you can kind of change that with his personal banner rec bit, but I will spoil it for y'all. I did not use it in this video because, as y'all will see in further runs, you could definitely make it by with some standard rec bits on him. So next will be his skill 3, which is ratio technique collapse. Now, this skill will be your bread and butter. This skill is the main damage dealer for his kit. So it has a very high crit rate large. So this is amazing, for example, if you're using Cursed Spirit School Group or Like-Minded Sisters, because it's very easy to do the alt loop strategy with him. He also gains the extra benefit of this skill scaling with the amount of curse energy you have, and you also get an additive bonus when your skill is at level 10. So similar to how for example Red Shibuya Yuji, when his skill is at level 10 for his ultimate, he's capable of reaching 2100%. This NANAMI has a similar thing where when his skill level is at 10 on this skill and he has 60 or more curse energy, he's able to pump out 330% physical and jujutsu instead of the typical 150%, which is good. It was good enough to the point where I'm oh yeah, I need to get skill level 10 for this unit for the sake of the showcase. He also has a chance to apply stop, which again for later tower, you're never gonna see that, but for limited tower floors and sweep, it may just pop up for you. And then of course, when self's curse energy is no less than 60, applies damage taken increase for the green attribute for target 2 turns. And then you have the formidable foe break damage increase, which shreds, mind you. Then finally is his ultimate, which increases his break damage by 100%, and also, again, scales with his curse energy amount. Overall in the video, I may have made some mistakes ulting pretty early without having his curse energy super high up, but at least for the runs that we do later that involve floor 88, we were still able to clear very, very, very quickly nonetheless. And it also applies crit resist decrease and gives yourself a damage taken increase. So very, very good, because the crit resist decrease is necessary. For his black flash rate, it's necessary. And of course, when your curse energy is 60 or above, you get that damage dealt increase for all allies. So really, really good skill. Really, really good. I still want to get his skill to level 10, because despite the fact that I do firmly believe that his skill 3 is the skill you want to really invest in there is also that skill level 10 effect on his ultimate. But I'm currently really saving up my chaotic Jujutsu crystals for like green Miwa and stuff like that. We'll go into the auto skills. So we have Indomitable. This character has a resurrection status. So he is very, very difficult to get rid of on the battlefield. So when NANAMI dies, he gets a resurrection status. His max HP decreases by 20% for 5 turns. Now, this is the same effect, for example, on like floor 89, where like the boss, the Umibozu boss, like kind of just throws its tentacles and cuts your health bar. Same effect. Then he draws attack for to himself for 3 turns, which to a certain extent could be a negative, especially for example in floor 82, where if he does get a revive and then he draws attack, like that boss hits 4 times in a single turn, he'll just die, right? Unless like he counters. And he also has 30% damage taken decrease for 5 turns, and then he boosts his physical and Jujutsu for 5 turns. Good stuff. Now, working overtime. This is one of the best passives in the game. So from the 9th turn, right, he recovers 60 curse energy for himself. This has no limit. So he can break like his maximum CE gauge as soon as he hits overtime. That 100 limit does not matter once he hits it. Then he applies a 50% Jujutsu and Taijutsu buff to himself and recovers 1,000 alt gauge, which basically if you're in the middle of a fight, you're going to get a guaranteed ultimate just right off rip, right? And again, after working overtime activates at the start of each turn, you apply the following effects to yourself. So you decrease the damage taken by 10% for 1 turn. The effect scales with the number of turns in battle up to 30%, because obviously the max we have is 30 for late game tower. So he also has a counter attack, which is good, because y'all know what that means, right? This means, hypothetically speaking, if you were to run like future green SP Miwa, green Yuji, this NANAMI, and Todo, you can have a full team that just counterattacks. But when he's hit by a melee attack, he has a chance to activate his counter, which gives him a mixed damage hit. It also gives him a crit rate increase buff and a damage dealt increase buff. Very good stuff. And then his crit enhance passive is also obviously really good. He gives himself a 20% crit rate increase to self, and obviously Jujutsu and Taijutsu damage increase when he lands a Black Flash or a crit. His zone in state is also gross, mainly because it helps out his CE issues so much, because when you do land a Black Flash, he starts recovering curse energy by 5 for 4 turns. But if he Black Flashes again while the zone in state is still up, he'll recover 10 CE as well. So it's really good, alongside the Black Flash rate increase and the physical and Jujutsu buff. Finally, he has Understand the Facts to Control Yourself, and it's the alt gauge boost. So a 6.50% alt gauge increase for 1 turn, and this effect scales with the amount of allies you have that are Jujutsu high. Oh, big ol' sneeze. Personnel. So an attribute within a wave, up to 20%, maximum of 4 allies. And it also gives you a 5% Black Flash rate increase for 1 turn, depending on first years at Tokyo High. Oh, Tokyo Jujutsu High, my bad guys. Like that sneeze, like low-key just took me out a little bit. And it's maximum with 1 ally. So, meant to be ran side by side with Yuji. That's what they're saying. And alongside at the top, kind of just throw them with any adults. So all in all, this unit has a laundry list of a kit. And to some people, it may be overwhelming, if not just flat out confusing on how this unit works. Outside of my very scuffed explanation due to that like burst sneeze, and like we're really tired at this point recording the showcase, we're gonna dive in to some tower content to give y'all an idea. We did 82 and we did 88 twice. We did 88 with NANAMI's main DPS, and we did NANAMI with the Black Flash trio. All in all, the 88 clears my favorite. I hate 82 still to this day. I will not take up any more of your time. Let's just get to the showcase. Oh, floor 82. How you torture me. Yuji, was that counter necessary? Actually, maybe it was. Oh yeah, because darkness was going to be applied to somebody. Somebody was going to catch the meanest L if it wasn't for Yuji. Holy. Oh, and you black flashed off that counter. My fault for questioning you, GOAT. My fault. I ain't exactly no game like that, apparently. Like, y'all know that Yuji black flashing on a buff stage is like... It's like a 1 in a million opportunity. Not a buff stage, a debuff stage. Your boy's recording this while extremely tired. I would like for Yuji to like black flash a fair bit more often during this run, but like whenever I record videos on this floor, it's like a 50-50 mix. I'm like, okay, are we going to get a run where Yuji black flashes like no tomorrow, or are we going to get runs where Yuji forgets that black flash is an option? I mean, NANAMI remembers how to black flash, and he's the one that doesn't even have the black flash rec bit on. We can black flash, but we can't get that wonderful... Ooh, counter. I just wanted that guaranteed crit. Oh my god, Yuji, you're so good for not getting stunned right there. And you're so good for countering. I almost am not upset that you aren't black flashing as per usual when you're on my team on this floor, but I can't judge you forever. You're most likely going to out damage NANAMI anyway. And you're not going to black flash still, that's so tough. But see, the break damage is phenomenal, at least. The break damage is phenomenal. It's like now Obito, man. Looks are deceiving. Also the fact, like, again, like, when your GOAT doesn't want to black flash, you know, that's all. We're going to get the black flash rate up and then pray, as per usual, of course. You know, if Yuji was in his, like, zone state, like, that break damage debuff would have been so comp right there, but NANAMI's counter would also be comp right there. Like, brother, what are we doing just standing here? We're just enjoying getting punched in the face right now? In fact, we'll do an early ultimate just to prove a point real quick. Get a quick little break. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, there, see? That's what I wanted to see. Nanami just had to motivate him with a break. And we got crits, so we're going to be building up like-minded sisters very quickly. How many turns we have on this, my boy? Oh yeah, one more turn. See, look, I felt it in my bones, man. I can just feel these types of things. You know, like when you're a little bit homeless and you don't have Nanami's banner rec bit, like, well, don't have it like super duper duped out, at least you know all the other cool rec bits will save you. Hit Nanami like once so I can get like ult. Oh. Once wasn't enough. It just wasn't like that. I feel you, I feel you. Counter. Now, could I have waited to do hammer kick? Maybe, but we're in a zone right now. We're in a zone, and to be honest, I feel like even if I did hammer kick, I still wouldn't black flash. It don't even matter. But we black flash on Nanami though. Now, if Yuji or Nanami could counter this ult, it would be generational. But knowing my luck, that's all. Oh my goodness. I know this is like a Nanami showcase, but yo, shout out Yuji Himadori. Like, you know, something that I love about the season 3 Yuji, execution Yuji, culling games Yuji, whatever term you want to use, is that because he is like the strongest definition of free-to-play unit. When I put him in a showcase, people can't complain. It's like, come on, everybody should have him. Everybody should have him. There's no excuse. Oh, Ghetto, I can't let you get slimed out. You're very important. You're important to me. Oh my goodness, I don't have 60 CE. Ugh. I will next turn, though. Oh, Yuji's black flashing? Tough. Now, if we could get a counter, maybe, that'd be... Okay, and another one. He was a little shy. He didn't want to go after Yuji. He was like, isn't that guy him? Oh yeah, this is kind of like... Oh, this is perfect, actually. So perfect. Oh no, you're getting dunked on this turn. It's alt loop season. And you black flash on ult. See, I don't need no hammer kick. We don't need no hammer kick. We do not need no hammer kick. Come on, I still have 60 CE. Let's go. That skill is so gross with how strong it is, dude. Genuinely, his skill 3, really, really good. Really, really, really good. Especially when you can get like the full benefit out of it, man. Like, if you are going to use this unit and you don't have that skill at level 10, you're kind of cooking yourself a little bit. Counter's still while stunned, and Yuji's going to be gone for 2 turns, which is going to hurt, but alas, we will live. Ooh, we're going to need to heal next turn for sure. Darkness and stun is a little OD if you ask me personally. But who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? You feel me? Like, what can I say? We'll just throw the ult out. Let's see what we do without Yuji. I'm feeling a little experimental. You still counter while stunned. You're just him, man. You're just like that guy to such an extreme extent. Like, people just, they feel jealous when you walk in the room. Ghetto, if you survive one more turn, I will cry. Do this for me. Was it necessary to do it again? Was it necessary to execute my Yuji in front of me? Like, so like, if you guys think about it, right? If you do enough like mental hoops, like if you jump through enough of them, this is technically like a NANAMI like solo DPS run, right? Because like Yuji's just not playing the game apparently. Why would he need to play the game? Wait. Guys. If we go full tickle monster, we can get the full animation. I think you have almost like enough HP where we can go full tickle monster. Oh man, Yuji, you're probably going to do too much damage. Oh man, the one time where you're just a little bit too much goated. What's the least amount of damage we'll end up doing, man? 450%, 409% for 3. We'll have to pray that hammer kick don't lock in. Hammer kick locked, and he did a black flash too. He's like, who? NANAMI who? This is my show. Okay. Now, in comparison to the last run I did, I'll probably throw a screenshot because it was like 27 turns. But the RNG was arguably way worse. Because Yuji like cliffed NANAMI super duper hard. But because Yuji was stunned for 4 out of the 26 turns, he was, well, maybe he got stunned. I already forget how this total run went, and I just played it. But because he was stunned for majority of like the main damage rotations we were going to go for, his damage fell off. But Yuji, for the most part, would still out-damage NANAMI, which isn't a huge issue. Because for some of y'all, it may end up being like a different scenario where y'all have like a lower duped Yuji, so the damage might even be more comparable. But people will see like a stat like this and maybe be like, oh man, like he's super duper underwhelming. But you also have to imagine as well that when you are doing these higher tower floors with mixed units, and you put them with like a unit that does like, you know, the primary damage base as just their sole damage base, the damage difference is going to be visible, but usually the benefit you get is from the other quirks and gimmicks out of their kit. The best example I can give is with Blue Naobito, for example. In my Floor 81 video, where I don't let the boss ult once, Kamo outdid Naobito in damage. But that still didn't change the fact Naobito played a crucial role on the team to clear. And another thing to take note of as well, that in here, right, we have like-minded sisters on NANAMI, and I have like the Black Flash rec bit on Yuji. And people may be wondering, why are you putting the 100% Black Flash rec bit on Yuji if you want to showcase NANAMI? And the reason why is because Yuji will just most likely have a higher chance to Black Flash for me. And on top of that, I feel like NANAMI would overall benefit from running like-minded sisters in comparison, because his bulk of the damage is coming from skill 3, right? Like the 330% by 330% is highly valuable. It hits a ton and has a chance. Basically, you're going to have a guaranteed chance to crit when you hit it. So getting into alt loops in a quicker groove is better overall. I also tried to stage while also using a damage dealt increase, like the short break with Divine Dogs, and the damage fall off was very noticeable. I am aware that, you know, maybe using NANAMI's own rec bit probably would be better. However, I feel like I prioritize the synergy of alt loops to clear a floor over just flat out like, okay, let's min-max NANAMI's damage. Because at the end of the day, if you're using a mixed unit and your first mindset is like, okay, is he super damage, like tearing apart the rest of the team? You're looking at it a little bit wrong. Unless it's to go Yellow Mechamaru, of course. Yellow Mechamaru built different. But this is also A0. Like A0 NANAMI in comparison with A3 Yuji, right? So, and A3 Yuji isn't exactly a slouch. He has like a tank. So overall, I'm okay with this. I don't have a problem with it, okay? I'll see you guys on like floor 88. We're going to do some variation clears on that. So I love the buff floors. I love them. Can't exactly fully explain to you how much I love them. Do we just go straight for the hammer kick or we do another body blow? We're gonna go for the hammer kick. We're taking risk. The risk didn't exactly pay off, but it's the thought that counts. Okay, CE up. Go Ichiji has now entered the mix. And now we can skill 2 on NANAMI and we can get a buff on the team rolling, actually. Yuji Black Flash is perfect. NANAMI's Black Flashing? Hold on. We're locking in now. I almost feel gritty enough to do another skill 2. You know, my greed will allow it. It'll allow another one. Oh my. Wait, I say skill 3, I meant skill 2. Or something. I don't know, man. We be making these videos off no sleep. I'm just like that. Please don't stun. You know, the stun could have been on a unit that was a part of the alt loop rotation. I mean, at least I know I'll get the alt loop guaranteed. Black Flash. Alright, NANAMI, do your thing. All I'm saying is, whenever this unit Black Flashes, you gotta, like, applaud him a little bit, you know? Because, man, not having his rec bit duped out, his Black Flash potential plummets. I'm telling y'all. Like, the percent of which he Black Flashes and alt is like 20%, dude. It's criminal. Absolutely criminal. Ichichi's sweating. He is sweating. Black Flash from Yuji. You love to see it, as per usual. On that, despite the fact that, like, you know, he's a mixed unit. He's still hitting hard. He just needed to be on a place where like his buffs could really shine. Because this unit has a lot of self buffs going on. And we got the break. Crisp. Crisp. Y'all know I gotta get the alt loop going. Hold on, we gotta see the number on that after here. Cause don't get me wrong. Yuji is probably definitely doing a fair bit of impressive damage leading forward, but oh yeah, NANAMI is pretty comparable. See, look, when you put a guy on a stage where he can actually prosper, things work out better. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? And now we have like a lot, and I mean a lot of CE to kind of just throw out. And UG Black Flash. Delicious. Hit one of these, hit one of these. I could ult early, but again, this like, I guess you could say setup is built around loops. So we're trying to loop ultimates with NANAMI and Yuji, and we should be able to do this on this turn if Yuji hits a Black Flash, or maybe not. Actually, no, we don't even need to hit Black Flash. Break damage is still tremendous. And that means literally nothing to me. The ultimates will still continue to fly. Very tasteful, GOAT. Very tasteful. The only downside is the counter's not working because the boss doesn't do any physical attacks. That's the only L in this entire situation. Oh my goodness. See, when the buffs work, these characters just... It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And bring a tear to a grown man's eyes. Oh my. Ichichi, I do not give you permission to fold. Huh, I do not. Like, that break was super... We probably would have got the break if I did skill 3, but I want to save it for hammer kick when we do get it. Actually, no, because we won't have enough for hammer kick if I do that here, so we'll just do all of this. And then Yuji for sure will have his ultimate. And then we'll be able to do another spree of ultimates. In fact, it might just end right here on turn 15. If we're lucky enough. If we're lucky enough. Oh yeah, NANAMI, please just lock in and take us home. Take us home. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. 15 turns, clap it up for NANAMI. This was really good. Because if you guys have been long-time subscribers to the channel, you guys would know that I did a 15-turn run where it was Yuji, OG Green NANAMI, and Toto. So the fact that he stands on his own at A0 as a strong enough DPS where he'd be like, hey man, we could do this in 15 turns. Imagine what he can do with more dupes. That is all. And he works perfectly with the alt loop strategy. When he's on a floor where he can benefit his entire kit, which is all the self buffs. Because despite the fact he can clear 82, his self buffs are like murdered, right? The Yuji that we're using here also suffers from that same issue. So this is kind of like a more actual clear cut interpretation in tower of his actual strength that we can display. But I do want to do one more, and I want to run Black Flash Trio. I love Black Flash Trio, so let's do a run with the boy Toto on the team at the exact same time. Time to do this run with my microphone actually turned on, because let's just say I did this run off camera. Oh, and y'all can imagine as the It's Ghost Story technical difficulties go, I do not record it. Well, I did record it. No audio though. Absolutely. It's mute story. That was the video. I was talking, y'all would have never known. Now let's see, will I turn on OBS to get a dub or like a massive L? We will see. Okay, Yuji is not allergic to Black Flash for this run. That's good, because I'm not gonna lie, I did a run beforehand that was 14 turns, and Yuji was like dangerously allergic to Black Flashing. Which is crazy to think. You'll be like, oh yeah, 14 turns is pretty fast, but no. Like, he was actually scared of Black Flash. I couldn't even explain to you why. Little guy was petrified at the idea of doing it. He's not so stage, he's not so stage shy today, Oh, and NANAMI Black Flash is excellent. Now, if Toto were to follow up in Black Flash, the follow-up is cool. No Black Flash, however. Come on, Toto. Oh, and this is the worst case scenario. Huh. Oh, that is absolutely the worst case scenario. Maybe I turn on OBS for no reason. Oh yeah, I'm punching you in the face. Oh, Yuji, my goodness, the amount of buffs that were flying on the screen right there. Holy. Oh, just like my last run, though, we are still allergic to Black Flashing to a certain extent. It scares us a little bit, I understand. There's a lot of societal peer pressure going on in the Black Flash community. I'm about to say, make my alt loop dreams come true, please. Easy breaks. And a black flash. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, GOAT. GOAT. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, GOAT. Oh my goodness. I would say Toto, relax, but the last thing I'd want you to do is relax. Keep cooking. That break damage is still monstrous, dude. Holy. Okay, Toto, for a second you had me a little worried. I can't lie to you. I was shivering in my boots to a certain extent. I won't lie to you guys. Behind the screen, I was like, ugh. You know, like, you scared? Getting stage fright? Be scared of Yuji for sure. Oh my god, if Yuji would have black flash right there, it would have been like the perfect rotation. Wait, Toto, please. Oh my goodness. Wait, AoE? No. Okay. Tragic, but we are still here. Is this going to be another situation? Oh my, okay, wait. I'll take 13 turns. You know, we did 14 originally, now we did 13. So yeah, I mean, overall. Because, okay, for the 14 turn clear, like, NANAMI got, like, absolutely ratioed. No pun intended. By Toto in terms of damage. But when you put them all together, I mean, it's like Yuji's at least low end relative to NANAMI. NANAMI's at least relative to Toto. Like, all in all, the formula still works together. The new gen Black Flash trio is here. And I'm loving it. This was really fun. Thankfully, I decided to do another run and actually record my voice over it. So I'll go into the final unit review now, okay? Since everything is done for today. All right, final review time for the unit. And I will say this. This guy is phenomenal. More than phenomenal. Just off of this brief little showcase video, he has impressed me to a very great deal at just A0. I mean, my main concerns with this unit going into making this video was like, okay, his main damage skill, his skill 3 takes 35 CE to do, right? If he's at A0, I mean, obviously that's the least amount of base curse energy you'll have on a unit is if it's at A0. This unit, however, sustains himself almost flawlessly in terms of CE management, which is something that I'm glad units are having more of a trend currently to manage their CE better. Red Momo is a fantastic example of this, where even at A0, she doesn't suffer from CE issues like other support units. So you can kind of just fly by without using a CE rec bit on her. With NANAMI, it's in a vein where it's like, okay, he does have like a CE heavy skill. And on top of that, 2 of his skills basically say like, hey, if you want the full benefit of these skills, you need 60 CE at least, right? And you think, wow, that's got to be a hard number to hit. And it's really not. If you give yourself like a turn or two to build up, or if you hit a black flash, you are green. You are absolutely green for the rest of your run, right? And on top of that, as you guys seen, I ran Like-Minded Sisters during this video because I felt like it would benefit him the most in terms of just getting those crits out and getting his ults. And if you can get those ult loops going, like I said, he's most likely going to hit a Black Flash during his ultimate, which again, procs his passive to give him more cursed energy. And on top of that, makes you use his most powerful skill over and over and over again. And on top of that, it melts break meters. It melts break meters. It does a tremendous amount of damage. All in all, a wonderful unit. Is he a must summon? Depending on your box. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you're somehow missing both like Haijo and Toto, he might just be your guy for green in general, even at A0. He is really, really good. I can't even lie to you. Super impressive how phenomenal this unit is. The only thing is that I feel like people may put this in the comments. They probably won't even make it this far in this video in the first place, but they'll probably be like, you know, you probably should have ran like a stat buffer like Gaku Ganji. And I'll be completely honest. I thought about that notion, but the idea of running Gaku Ganji on floor 82 would probably drive me insane. So, especially because of his CE management. I feel like in the future, when we get an updated green stat debuffer, this unit will be flat out one of the best in the game. No doubt. He's just missing that stat debuffer to make him himmy. Gaku Ganji can work with him. Trust me, the duo can work. In fact, I'll make a follow-up video on Limited Tower Floor 5 displaying Gaku Ganji with this NANAMI. But all in all, even without like having the stat debuffer, he's valid. Even at A0. He's beyond valid at A0, especially for the content that he's in. So if you pulled this unit, use him. Have a lot of fun, because I've been having fun. And I will continue having fun. Because at first I'm like, oh man, I got brutally shafted on this unit. Why would I continue to use him? He gives me bad memories like Jogo. But it looks like every single unit that I get brutally shafted on are the units that I end up having the most fun with. So you will be seeing more NANAMI on this channel. I will be buying the paid tickets when they reset every Sunday and hope I can maybe get a dupe out of it. Because getting A1 on this guy would be pretty nice. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little showcase video. There will be follow-up showcases coming out very, very soon. We'll tackle like Limited Tower Floor 5, you know, do a little playground test with this unit. Have some more fun. Okay? So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord server in the channel bio. Thank you for over 2,000 subscribers. Still can't believe I'm saying that. It's been a crazy journey these past like almost 6 months. But I appreciate all of y'all. All right. It's been Jay, aka It's a Green NANAMI Story. And I will see you guys later.